In today's video, I'm going to be presenting to you my top 5 budget forward options for the Sorare Global Cup 2022. If you are interested in playing the free-to-play Global Cup 2022 on Sorare, you will need to sign up to Sorare. There's a link in the description of this video that will also give you 1 free limited card once you've purchased 5 limiteds from the new card auctions over on Sorare. Okay, that's the intro out of the way. Let's get into the video. The cheapest player out of the top 5 that we're going to be talking about today is none other than Wales's Brennan Johnson. A player that I know very well from 1, being an under 23 enthusiast on Sorare, and 2, of course, being a Wales fan, right? I've watched Brennan play in a Wales jersey a couple of times recently, and I'm very, very excited to see what he can do at the World Cup. He's only going to set you back 6 points out of your 100 budget for your 8 players in the Global Cup 2022 on Sorare. He's a very, very cheap option. Do I think he's going to start? It's an interesting one. It depends what formation Wales go with. I think he's in contention to start in a front 2 with either Bale or Kiefer Moore. Like I said, it does depend on what strategy our manager goes with, but I do think he has the capability to start at the World Cup, and I think for 6 points, he could turn out to be a bargain. If we head over to Sorare data and have a look at his scores, he has scored pretty well for Wales. A couple of decisives in his last few games, 1 assist against Belgium with a 13.8 all-round score, which is very good going. He scored a goal against the Netherlands in a 3-2 defeat with a 6.8 all-round score, and he came on as a substitute against Belgium to earn us a draw, 1-1, and got himself a 64 with a 4.4 AA score. Other than that, just a few substitute appearances. He did start against the Netherlands, though, in the home leg. But for a player that's only going to cost you 6 points, I think he could be a very good forward alternative option for you, with the added bonus of him becoming a starter as well. I think he's very good value for money. The next player on our list, which will set you back 7 points in the draft on Sorare Global Cup 2022, is Brendan Aaronson. I was actually quite shocked that his card is a forward card on here. I presumed it would be a midfielder, but for whatever reason, he's down as a forward and he only costs 7 points. I think he's a great shout for a substitute or bench type of player in your 8-man squad. I think if you went with one primary really strong option as your forward, I think Brendan Aaronson could supplement a very strong forward option, i.e. Benzema, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, one of those guys. And at 7 points, he doesn't really break the bank. He's really impressed me since moving to Leeds. His scores haven't been great on Sorare, to be completely honest. There's some decent AA games here, 25 all-round score, 23, 17, 13, an assist and a 12 AA, a goal and a 14. So he has glimpses and has shown that he can score decently well. For the US national team, though, his scores haven't been great, to be completely honest. And the most important question is, will he start? Well, I don't think he's 100% guaranteed to start like a Tyler Adams would be, because I think it would depend on what position Greg wants to deploy Aaronson as. I think he's a natural 10, but he can come off the wing as well. So it really does depend where in this US system he's going to fit in. But I do think the probability of him starting is pretty high. And alongside Pulisic, Gio Reyna, he's going to be one of the most creative players on that US team. I think one interesting thing to point out with Aaronson is being a forward card. I do think he's going to score pretty well on his all-round scores, which include his defensive contributions, him in possession, and his attacking contributions. And I don't think you'll find many forwards in the Global Cup for this price that has the potential to score very well on his AA game and be decisive capable, i.e. he can score goals and he can get assists. So for me at 7 points, I think this could be a very decent shout. This next pick is a bit of a wild card, to be honest. And full disclosure, I do own a rare Fati card on Sorare. But Ansu Fati is going to set you back 8 points in the game, and it was announced today that he is in Luis Enrique's 26-man Spanish squad. Look, the last 2 years have been really tough for him injury-wise. He is fit now, hence his inclusion into the Spanish team. And I really do think he's going to pay back Luis Enrique's faith in him and be very decisive for Spain at this World Cup. We don't have a ton of data on Fati playing for Spain, apart from these couple of games here where he scored an 86, won a penalty, scored a goal, and got a 16.5 all-round score. He got a 24 all-round score here in 58 minutes against Ukraine. Other than that, he hasn't really done much, a few substitute appearances. But as a secondary forward option in your 8-man squads, I do think Fati could be a decent shout with the amount of quality he possesses, the Spanish team possesses. And I think this was the confidence boost he needed to really kick his career back on track. Andre Silva at 8 points as well could also pose as a very nice second forward option. He's playing in an amazing Portuguese team for me. There is going to be bags of opportunities to score goals, whether that's on the bench or whether that is a starting position for Andre Silva. He scored a good amount of goals for Leipzig this season, and I do think he could replicate this form at the World Cup for Portugal with the amount of quality he has around him. In game week 313, I was lucky enough to watch Andre Silva live in the Celtic versus Leipzig Champions League game. And I'll be honest, he was exceptional. His holder play was amazing. He's not the most physical player in the world, but he uses his body so well. He gets his body between the ball and the defender really, really well. He can bring in other players really, really well. So for me, he always has an increased chance of getting those assists. Most strikers are only there to score goals. He's a bit of a hybrid number 9 in the sense that he has probably the same probability of scoring a goal than he does assisting one, especially in this Portuguese team. Our fifth and final player is somebody who has been on absolute flames recently for Brighton in the Premier League, and that is Leandro Trossard. 8 points again. For me, this is the best value for money forward in the Global Cup 2022. Belgium do have quite a bit of firepower going forward, so I can't certainly say he's going to start every game for you, but as a substitute forward to supplement your primary forward in your 8-man roster, I do think Leandro Trossard could do a great job of that. He's had decisive actions in his last 3 games for Brighton: an assist against Wolves, a goal against Chelsea, and a goal against Man City. He's not afraid to do it in the big games, and there's no bigger stage than the World Cup for Belgium. Although they have a tough group, I do see them scoring a lot of goals. They might also concede a lot, but that won't matter for your Leandro Trossard forward card. Linking up with players like De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, Thorgan Hazard, I think his chances of scoring goals, creating assists, winning penalties is decently high for an 8-point player. And to be completely honest with you, I think Trossard will have to make my 8-man draft. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please do leave it a like. And if you are new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I'm absolutely buzzing for this Global Cup that Sorare have put on. I really do think it's going to take Sorare to the next level in fantasy sports. Any questions, leave them below in the comment section. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great game week. And I shall see you guys in the next video.